had come amongst his ancestors, the Hittites, long ago, and had taught his people many things. We understand now that the Hittites were conquered by the Assyrians and were made vassals to their military. And when you, that's why you see the Assyrian, Neo-Assyrian army, and you see a bearded person, and you see a non-facial hair person. And so the European on the front driving the chariot, and you got the Hittite shooting the bow and arrow on the chariot, vice versa. Okay? His story echoes those told by Native Americans in both North and South America about white culture bringers. So they're saying white people, Assyrians, have brought their culture here. And that's why when you say, well, the people today, our cultures didn't echo or mirror the Hebrews or the Bible or this and that, because them amongst other people had brought culture. They were culture bringers. Okay? But in this case, Joseph had a souvenir to demonstrate the truth of his history. So what's happening is in our history, we have been perverted by other people's cultures, not just the white man, but other people as well, their cousins, many other people. And that's why we don't demonstrate our actual culture, and ours is lost, and this is suppressed. But Chief Joseph had a demonstration of truth, which was a souvenir to validate his story, which could not be silenced. Okay, let's keep going. Chief Joseph and the Assyrian star. So we all understand that this is in a tablet from the other part of the world, which shows a giant who's ruling over the people, sitting over the people, means he's in rulership. And these are whoever they are, and he has a symbol here. Okay? This was an important symbol to them. Okay? The Assyrian tablet is not the only belonging of Chief Joseph that is related to the Assyrians. He also used to carry the Assyrian star of insignia on his bag. So you see his bag right here had the star of insignia. Okay? So he is using the star of insignia. He has a cuneiform tablet. But he is using Hebrew wardrobe, the tassels, the borders, the head bonnet made of feathers. That's what Hebrew people's name means, the feathered people. Okay. He has all this Hebrew bow and arrow, all this, but he has the face of a Hittite, of a real Hittite, not these Assyrians. No beard, no mustache, no nothing. So we have to understand that when these people, the Assyrians, had conquered the Hittites, they used them as a military, a vassal. Just like how America, all the nations they conquered that came here, now the children are in the military fighting for America. Well, similar to that. So, but they were more close knit. They stayed within each other and built up their little cities. Okay. So as they had a lot of sex, just like today. They had a lot of babies, and their kingdoms was growing large, and their power was becoming mighty and was affecting the. He was worried, or whoever was ruling that time was Tiglith Piliser was worried that his descendants would not be able to hold their kingdoms if these people rose up against them. So what happened was when they had moved the Israelites or the Hebrew people from that area, or had moved them from this area, because we had gone back and forth, all right, from here to there, there to here. They brought us back and forth. They toyed with us. They did whatever their will was. They did with us. Okay. So during these times, they had taken these people and removed them from their lands and Syrian lands, and had brought them to America and said, "Here, now you out of my hands. Now my children will be able to hopefully defend the city, or will not have to defend the city." So that wasn't the only time they came here. There was other times. They had times when they migrated with us at different times. But see, at this time, Afro people was mixed in with this deportation as well. So that's what had happened. The power of the Hittites were growing so much that they had to be relocated to America. And that's where you get this connection. The Assyrian star, also known as the Star of Ashur, is the sacred insignia of people of Mesopotamia, and that's where these cuneiform tablets are. They say they come from when they translate it. Today could be found on the Assyrian national flag. So there you go. That's that. Fair use.
So forth, they're interested in the way that this tablet of Chief Joseph was used as a form of medicine to do all kinds of things. So we have, they're branding our booth as well. We have a number of interesting sponsors.
Well, can we talk about some of your code crack stuff?
There is a big code that will be cracked, but I should also mention that there are some sub-themes to this conference that is being put on by the Parliament of World Religions, and one of the three sub-themes is war and peace. Climate change is another, and so on, but we're really focusing in on the war and peace part of it. The code that I'm going to be announcing at the conference, and that I'm...
So, let me read this. So this is Early Canadiana Online, alright? So it goes, Hittites in America by John Campbell. In a paper recently read before the Canadian Institute, I set forth the radical unity of the Peruvian vocabulary with that of the Iroquois. This well-known North American family might naturally be expected to connect with the Vasquez, since the Huron god Tawisera and the tribe of the Tuscaroros preserved the Euskara name. The following table shows how valuable the adjunction to ethnological search, mythological, and tribal names are, and how great the validity of words, even under what are generally supposed to be the most unfavorable conditions. Judged by the vocabulary, there are few languages which exhibit relationship more perfectly than those widely separated tongues, the Vasquez and the Iroquois. and it must be remembered that their grammatical systems, not agreeing in all points, are far from discordant, and has been proved by that distinguished Basque and Oriental scholar, M. Julian Vincent of Boyani. And you can see some relations right here in the languages. The permanence among the uncivilized peoples of tribal and even personal names in a doctrine that has not received the support which the evidence in its favor demands. It is well illustrated among the Hurons, and I have learned from historical notes on the environs of Quebec, written by my esteemed colleague, many distinguished chiefs of the Loire Hurons from the time when Europeans first became acquainted with them, have borne the name Astestar, Ahastar, and who was their god? The fearless man. And at the present day it is the Indian title of man, Monpitit, an honorary chief of the nation. This Ahasistari is undoubtedly the Hasista of the Acadians. See? The Ashtar of the Kitta. Ashtar? Come on. And the Hatar of the Basques. So what happened was they worshiped Ashtar. And then after they came around the Afro man and was like, man, I love your style. I love your soul, man. Just keep singing. You know what? What is your God's name? I'm just going to worship your God from now on. My God was Ashtar. Your God's Haya, Haya, Hea, 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 or whatever.